Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the LBW Network. Tonight we have some tag team action scheduled for you. Two members of Serotonin, the leader, Larinia, and Misty Mouse will be taking on the Retro Kid and his tag team partner, Latino Sheep. This should be a great match. Normally you see three members of Serotonin. Unfortunately, due to nagging injuries and concussions, the stable had to release Low Budget Santa from his duties. He's no longer on the active roster. However, recently we saw Low Budget Santa interfere in a match for the Junior Heavyweight Championship wearing his old ring gear of the red and white Santa attires with the with a replica Tough Enough Championship around his waist. That's why he's not on the active roster. His concussions are so bad that he had to be relinquished from his duties in the stable and a temporary release from his contract here with LBW. LBW management has decided to take Low Budget Santa out of the action for a bit to deal with his nagging injuries, to see a doctor, to get healed up so that he can return hopefully in time for Christmas. So for the time being, there are only two members of Serotonin, Larinia and Misty Mouse. And tonight they're taking on one half of the Pixel Dashers, the Retro Kid, and the former #1 contender to the LBW World Heavyweight Championship, Latino Sheep. He would fall short to Nakamura after losing to a pause and effect, the finishing maneuver of Nakamura. Latino Sheep now tagged in. He's going to go after Misty Mouse. Like she was trying to go for a roll-up pin, but she missed. Oh, gets slapped across the chest. That looked very personal from the Retro Kid. We know the Retro Kid and we know Latino Sheep are very loyal to the LBW brand. We know that Serotonin is a cancer within the LBW. They want to wreak havoc. They want to do a takeover. They want to monopolize all the championships. They want to cause mayhem, destruction, turmoil. Whatever you could think of, you can name it, and it probably fits. Serotonin is an injected poison into the bloodstream of LBW. They will attack anybody. They will do whatever it takes to be the champions. However, Larinia has said that there is exceptions. That's not entirely true. She said, I will never attack Cod Dog. I will never attack Von Stott. And most importantly, I will never attack Nakamura. She said, despite their allegiance to the LBW, I have an allegiance to them as family. I will never fight them. Despite Serotonin and its takeover, despite our cause to bring mayhem and destruction to the LBW, to monopolize all the titles, I will not lay a finger on them. I will not harm them. They are my family. And whether they're LBW or they're Serotonin, they're still family. But everybody else has a target on their back.
5 minutes gone.
Serotonin says they still want to take over. They still want to cause mayhem. And just because they lost all their championships, just because Low Budget Santa is out of action, doesn't mean that the fight for Serotonin is over. They said they're looking to recruit more members. They're looking to go after the championships again. Larinia said this is a minor setback. Every great leader, every great group slips and falls at some point. But the true power is getting back up on your feet, grabbing the brass rings, and taking over like nobody else can. She said stay tuned. The story of Serotonin is not over yet. Don't get too comfortable, LBW. Serotonin will be back, and better than ever. It's only a matter of time. But right now, Larinia squaring off in the ring against one half of the Pixel Dashers, the Retro Kid. This tag team match has been fantastic. All four of these competitors have been a champion of some kind at some point and lost it. They know how much it hurts, how bad it feels to lose championship gold. It's like losing a child. It's very heartbreaking. It's very disorienting. It can change people. It can take you down a dark path. It can lead you into a deep depression. You'll feel like you have a dark gray cloud over your head at all times. But a true warrior fights through the dark cloud, fights through the smoke, fights through the dust, fights through the fog. Does not let depression, does not let anger blind you from reaching your destiny, accomplishing your goals, and holding a championship title above your head as you stand above the crowd. Verna Breaker by Misty Mouse. And while I have not had the nicest things to say about Serotonin in the past, I've been very critical. I will say, and it kills me to say this, I respect their dedication to their brand. I respect that they want to be the best, that they want the titles. I just wish that they went about it in a more healthy, positive manner. The takeover attitude, it's so negative, it's so dark, it's dangerous.
10 minutes gone.
They don't care about the well-being, they don't care about playing by the rules, doing things fair and square. They want to take over. They want to do whatever they need to do, whatever they want to do, by any means necessary. With the exception, of course, of Nakamura, Von Stein, and Cod Dog. Everybody else, according to Larinia, they've got a target on their backs. And she says it's only a matter of time before Serotonin takes over again. Nakamura is the current world champion, so it looks like the world championship will be out of reach of Serotonin until Nakamura loses the world title. The Tough Enough Championship is held by Rhinoceros, and he's been very pro LBW. He's been a part of the feud against Serotonin, so I imagine soon they'll be going after the Tough Enough Championship again. Swag Bunny is the current LBW Junior Heavyweight Champion. Larinia says she has a soft spot for Swag Bunny, that they may possibly hold off on Swag Bunny. But if they need to, if their hand is forced, they'll go after Swag Bunny. She said Swag Bunny is not family, but he is a close friend of hers, as is Bailey Summers. Nice drop kick there by Misty Mouse. So I asked Larinia, what are the next goals for Serotonin? She said to recruit more members, to win matches, and after we're stable again, we're going to go after the titles. And if it's written in the stars, by the time we get there, Nakamura won't have the title anymore. Swag Bunny won't be the Junior Heavyweight Champion, but we can go after the tag team titles, because hopefully by then, Von Stott and Cod Dog will have lost the tag team titles too. Now we don't want them to fail, we don't want them to lose their paychecks, their pay raises for holding the titles, but we want more. And we don't want to hurt the ones we love, but we want those titles, we want the pay upgrades, we want the accommodations, we want the limousines, we want the private jets. And I said, hold on, slow your roll. This is low budget wrestling. Not even Nakamura gets those. And she says, well, if you're not going to give it to us, we're going to bring up our net worth. We're going to become the greatest faction in all of professional wrestling. And if we have to, we'll jump ship to the W Company. And they'll accommodate us accordingly, because you can't afford to. She poses a very dangerous threat. It's very possible Serotonin could monopolize all the championships, walk out on their contracts, sign with Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and go over to the W Company. LBW would have no championships, and we might be forced into foreclosure, because we know we can't afford any more soda cans to fold out as tin and glue it to leather for championship titles. That was expensive. Making tag team titles is costly. And if they walk out with the titles, well, no one will have anything to compete for. And one by one, we might lose our roster, and LBW will be forced to close down. Now, while I have talked my fair amount of trash against Serotonin, I will admit here on the broadcast, right here, right now, for the record, Serotonin is a threat to the LBW. That's why we must fight this threat with passion, courage, integrity, and fighting for the LBW brand like only the LB superstars can.
Number one.
Larinia with the kick to the head, the kick-tack-toe. Waits for the Retro Kid to rise to his feet, but she decides that it might be best not to go for the high-risk maneuver. Oh, kick to the side of the head. The Retro Kid taken down hard. Oh, spinning tornado DDT. The Retro Kid taunts for the crowd. Retro Kid, very dedicated to the LBW brand, as is Latino Sheep. Serotonin, back to the beginning, starting over. They want to rebuild their brand. They want to rebuild their members. They want to go after the titles again, but they want to wait for the right timing. They want the right people in the right spot so they can capitalize and disengage properly. Serotonin says they may look weak, they may look small right now, but they're just in a transitional phase. You wait and see. Serotonin will rise again. Oh, kick to the head of Larinia by the Retro Kid. Eye rake by Latino Sheep. He's fighting Dirty against Dirty. Latino Sheep recently challenged Nakamura for the LBW World Heavyweight Championship, but he would fall short after eating a pause and effect finishing maneuver by Nakamura. Getting kicked right on the side of the head. Being taken down. Wait a second. Double teamwork here. Double powerbomb by Serotonin. Man, what would it do for Serotonin to pick up the win tonight against the former #1 contender for the World Championship and a former 2-time tag team champion? Wait a second. Nice suplex there by Latino Sheep. I was hoping to see a Three Amigos. Oh, beautiful lariat takes down Larinia. Very close range. That could have been very dangerous. But that's the price you pay as a professional wrestler. Oh my goodness! Larinia falls flat on her face. The Retro Kid, Tiger Suplex with the bridge pin. 1, 2. Oh, Misty Mouse saves him. Well, saves her, I mean. And then a beautiful enziguri. Oh, hold on a second. The ankle lock applied. The ankle lock applied. Will Larinia submit? No. Misty Mouse comes to her aid. Kicks him in the shin. Misty Mouse standing there closely. Oh my goodness. Watching as Larinia with the throwing Tiger Suplex drops the Retro Kid on the back of his head. Oh, beautiful kangaroo kick, showing he's smart, but not too smart because he just got his jaw punched hard. The ankle lock applied, but Misty Mouse is the legal competitor of Team Serotonin, so even if he were to submit, it wouldn't count. Wait a second here. Oh, beautiful spinebuster by Misty Mouse, and she's gonna risk it all. Diving headbutt. Oh, drop kick to the face. Down goes the Retro Kid. Misty Mouse trying to catch him, but he's too fast. He tags in Latino Sheep. Retro Kid. Oh, with the brainbuster. Dropping Misty Mouse right on her noggin. Multiple forearm strikes. Misty Mouse looking very impressive right now. Spinebuster to Latino Sheep. Almost makes him fall out of the ring with the strength of that spinebuster. He almost fell under the bottom rope. Wait a second. Could it be time? Frog splash! Yes, 1, 2, 3. Latino Sheep pins Misty Mouse. Latino Sheep and the Retro Kid are victorious. The match is over. Serotonin faces defeat yet again, but it's far from over, if you know what I mean.